Okay, so the goats get milked twice a day.
Yeah.
Once in the morning.
That's the look I was. Yeah.
But we'll be quiet.
Okay. Don't force her. Don't force her. Let her think about it a second. She's like, what in the heck is this? Okay, that's better. Okay, I'll get this.
Okay.
Oh, don't push her. Don't push her. I don't want to freak out here. Upset you. Come on. They're just people. You like people.
And what's the goat's name, Brian?
This is Frannie.
Her given name is Cremella, but he didn't call her that. Too hard to say.
Her name is
Deborah.
She's her name cat.
Just turn it. I think that's part of it.
I'm not 5. I'll get her.
It's the, yeah,
Yeah, I'll get her.
Probably too quick. There you go. Is that, oh,
One
no,
more?
no, that's high. Or is it? You got it, okay. All right. Just let her go, let her go. She knows what to do. She just got to remove thing. Okay,
So goats like to climb things. That's one reason why they like to get up high to be milked. And it also helps the farmer reach them
that's my
better.
back. The first thing we do, right?
Just wash your hands and clean the
No, you
gutters.
can go ahead.
Okay, first thing we do, we got a little bit of, tiny little drop of soap in this water here, a little bit of warm water. We're just gonna wash up the udder and the teats a little bit here, because, you know, they've been laying around in the stall and everything, and you may not believe this, but there might actually be poop down there. So, we're just gonna wipe that off a little bit. So, if I'm playing baseball, I might even wanna wash my other hands, but I usually wash my hands before I do this. They're pretty clean. And keep the dry paper towel. Dry my hands off. Alright, dry things off a little bit here.
Does anybody know what this is called right here? What that part is? What's that?
Udder.
Right. And do you know what these two things are called?
Pickles?
Close. They're kind of. There's another word they use though. Starts with a T.
Teats?
Teats. Very good.
And the next thing we're going to do, there may be a little bit of, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, the goat's eating. That helps her be preoccupied, which means she's not really paying attention when he's milking, and she can relax better when she's eating.
Yeah, and they look forward to this because, you know, they don't only get milk, but they're getting fed. So there may be a little bit of, you know, bacteria right in the face of the teat there. So the first little squirt of milk that comes out, we're just going to discard that. We're just going to a little bit right into this little cup here, which we'll get rid of. And this has a little fine screen on the top of it, and we look here and make sure that there's no chunks or anything strange or, God forbid, blood in the milk or anything like that's come out. So we know that we have a good, healthy udder, which always is good, healthy. Once in a while I see a little tiny little chunk of something comes out of there, and it's just the beginning of mastitis, which is an infection in the udder. And we have a little homeopathic stuff I can get rid of. Takes care of it. But if you catch it soon, you know we're having a big problem, hopefully. And then we hold on to the teat, and I'll talk about this a little bit more. Yeah, I know it looks like I'm just squeezing away with reckless abandon here, but actually there's a little bit to it. What I'm actually doing is I'm taking this finger here and I'm closing off the top of the teat, and then I'm going to roll these fingers down, so it's like this. And that way, because otherwise if you just squeeze it, the milk just goes right back up into the udder. You have to close it off right at the top, firmly but gently, and then you squeeze the rest of it on down. Closer here. And we just milk.
So, do you want to have anybody try it or not till you get
There's no way we're going to get through everybody trying it. I don't know. If I ask, does anybody want to try this? I think everybody's going to want to try it. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Try it? You want to try it? Want to try it?
Well, we're going to have.
What we do is pick Nick.
Well, you have the next one.
Draw straws with
one
it.
or two? Go.
You want to do it that way? I don't know what a fair way to do it.
Fair?
I say, how do we keep this fair?
Oh.
Roads or something.
Yeah.
Well, I
Maybe.
can guess a number, I can be thinking of a number, and whoever guesses it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 18, 20, 22 people, of kids. All right, so how many do you want, though, 1 or 2 or?
She's only gonna tolerate it.
Okay, so we can only have 1, because goats don't let everybody milk them, and they need to feel comfortable with the person who's milking them. They need to trust that you know what you're doing. So even though we're only gonna have 1, it probably, you may get some milk. I wasn't able to. It took Valerie 2 years before she could do it. Brian does it all the time, and now Valerie does it all the time. So I'm gonna think of a number, and we'll just start right here with you, Andrew, okay? You guess any number between 1 and 22. Yes, yeah, oh, whoever wants to do it, yes, okay? All right, keep your hands up, and then when you pick your number, put your hand down.
Too late.
11, 5, 9, 14. I have a happen. All we have now may see 1, 2, 2.
1 up, 1 to 22, all the way.
Alright, my number is 10.
Okay,
5.
all right.
Five.
Go on.
When
What'd you
somebody
say?
picks it soon, I'm running out of milk here.
All right, what, Janet?
3,
Okay, Harry?
4, 13.
Okay, John, did you pick a number?
I know now.
What? All right, you go.
16.
13? What's yours?
16. 5.
Okay, you said 20, right, Andrew? So it was 22. So Andrew, okay, he doesn't want to. Who was the next highest number? 15, was that the next highest number?
I'm 16.
Oh, who said 16?
I did.
Okay.
I picked 17.
No, you didn't, you picked
Why
a.
did they pick?
All right, now,
Just wait. You make some more milk.
okay. You can tell us what it feels like while you're touching her, okay?
Okay.
If you can't do
Try
it,
with my
let me
finger
some.
first.
So practice on his hand. Remember how you do the roll with the top finger and then
Yeah, right
roll
around the
down?
finger. Yeah, right up to the top.
And then all your other fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You gotta do it a whole lot,
Or
whole lot harder than
just
that.
squeeze, maybe. How about that?
Absolutely.
I'll try it.
Well, this is going a little smart. All right, one in here. Now you gotta come around where I am. Sit right here.
Right.
Okay, reach your right hand out. Yeah, to this team here.
To the one
Yeah,
that
we're-
Please.
this is-
All right, it might not work. So
We're gonna get a
Here, I'm
foot
gonna,
box
I'll
back
hold
here
it
in a
then.
second.
Okay. You don't want to do it?
Can I do it? I can do it quick. I can we ask some questions?
Sure,
We're
yeah.
almost out of milk here. All right, this little girl's ready to get in
All
here.
right, so you back up. You can do it another day.
I'm also ready.
You can do it another day.
This team right here.
You have to like take, she has to see your fingers.
See, so sometimes when a new person is trying,
Yeah,
she'll be
this-
kicking and being like,
they just-
this doesn't feel
She
right.
knows what's going on. You can't fool around.
So
with
yeah,
this.
I guess, so Elizabeth, you can sit back down, but we
I'll try it. I'll try it.
We're done now.
All right, so let's talk about goats.
Then we'll try it on the next goat.
Yeah, we
There's
got
no more
another
milk. We got one more,
See if you do a little sooner with that.
one more goat that will milk while we're talking about goats. So if you notice the
And
goats,
goats have
Sit
4.
down,
Can I
please.
open
I think this young lady wants to help take it.
I do.
Okay? All right, you get the next one,
you have to
okay?
sit down.
Yes, sir.
I
Okay.
want to do it
Oh,
too.
she's got to go into the kitchen and have her treat.
Goats like to have a routine. They like to do everything the same every single day. Like kids. And one thing that these goats do after they get milk, she goes to get a special treat.
What's your treat?
So she's going to get either some broccoli or some fruit or some kind of food. So she knows what to do, and everything she does every day is the same. The goats very much like to have a routine. They hate to be alone. Goats like to have a lot of friends around with them. Sometimes up to 20 different goats.
Avocado here?
Did she take it?
Goats can actually open gates and latches with their mouth.
She called you about to show her to take it. Did she want you to take
They're
it?
very smart. They're very tricky. You have to really make sure that you're gonna put on a lock on
Familiar
the gate
smell.
that they
They're
can't
funny.
open.
Look, she got used to me already
You
too.
know what they're likely to do? When they get out of the gate, then they'll go, they goats like, first of all, who knows what a vegetarian is?
She got used to me.
You think goats are vegetarians? Yes, they're herbivores, which means they like to eat plants. So goats like to eat things they have to reach up high for. They don't really like to eat on the ground. And in fact, they won't eat anything that's fallen on the ground. They just won't eat it. They won't eat anything that another animal touches. They want to reach up and eat the leaves out of the trees. Or reach up, they're very picky eaters. If there's any little dirt in their food, if the hay is moldy or dirty, they won't eat it. So they like to eat the leaves off of fruit trees, which we have a lot of fruit trees in the back. And if they get out of their gate, which they did do one time, they went out and they ate all the leaves off of some of the fruit trees. So that's why whenever you see the goats, make sure that they're behind the fence and they didn't somehow open the gate with their mouth. Goats like to climb a lot of mountains. That's what they like to do. They like to always go up and up and up. Yeah. Like mountain goats, yeah. They don't even like to sleep on the ground. They'd rather climb something and sit higher up on a platform.
So do you have a special platform that they sleep on?
Well, you know, I don't know if they know this, because I was looking this stuff up. We're going to ask them. They don't sleep on a platform, but that's why they like to get up on top of the bench and get up higher places.
I don't think she wants
But we'll
Oh,
ask
here,
them
hang on,
when they come back why they don't have a platform up there, because I know they are.
Okay, all right.
Goats are actually as friendly and as smart as dogs are.
Out of here.
A lot of people don't think having goats for a pet, right?
So goats are just as good as pets as dogs?
Yes, they're just as good, they're just as friendly, they're just as smart, except you really gotta watch them because they usually everything they can find.
Just move on back, okay?
Yes, they can milk it, they can milk it.
This next goat that comes up is more skittish, okay? Franny's the older goat, she's the mom. This next one's her daughter.
All right,
and
so
she's a very
everybody
skittish
back up a
goat.
little bit more, and when this goat comes up, we're all gonna just sit very still and quiet, so the
What's
goat,
the cat going to do?
well, the cat,
Cat can do whatever she wants.
everybody sit down and just pretend you're not here, try to be invisible, so the
Yeah.
goat doesn't even know you're here.
Hey, behind you.
Okay. Hey, Jonas, you're right in a traffic pattern here. Move over here,
And
okay?
also,
I'll bring the cat to
after
you.
the goat's milk, they like to get a drink of water over here, and then they go in, or they get their treat first, and then they get their drink of water. So we need to leave a path for them to get in there.
How many goats
Who took the water?
Right here, right here. How many goats do you have?
Five. Yeah, five. Okay.
There's two that were born, I think, a year ago, and then two that were born
my pot
2
back
years
there,
ago. Did you know that around the world, more people drink goat's milk than cow's milk? Did you know that? Most people drink goat's milk. They don't drink cow's milk. Yeah. Does anybody know why they might prefer goat's milk instead of cow's milk?
Why?
Anybody have any guesses? It's healthier. It's a lot healthier, especially if you drink it raw, right out of the goat, like that. You don't cook it like they usually cook milk. But, yep, we're gonna get to taste the goat's milk. But one other problem with cow's milk, which a lot of people don't know, is that there's an ingredient in the cow's milk called casein. And casein is what they used to make Elmer's glue with. It's very gluey and it's very sticky in your body. It creates mucus. Where goat's milk does not have casein, goat's milk is very clean milk to drink. And it has a lot of beneficial little bacteria that helps your intestines digest food better. So it's actually, it's a lot healthier than cow's
And
milk.
the fat molecules are smaller, okay?
Yes, the fat molecules are smaller particles. So if you can have your choice, the goat's milk is far healthier. Yes.
Do they taste kind of the same?
And they do taste kind of the same. And you're going to get a chance to taste it. Yes.
Will the dog make these kids when we get to taste it, or will it be raw?
they will be raw. Raw means that they didn't cook it, and if you drink things raw or eat things raw, they still have all the life force in them that made them come alive to begin with, and that's really good for your body to eat things that are still alive. You cook things, you kind of heal the friendly alive. All right, everybody be quiet.
She'll try a lot of things. Okay. Sam, stay there at the top of the stairs. Okay, hey, remember the part about we're going to be quiet? That's now.
Hey, Elizabeth, what's that?
Come on.
All right, we have to be still and sitting down. Pretend we're not here.
This is a very skittish little goat.
This is the baby of the other goat. Now she's a little older, so she can give milk. Do you know what a baby goat is called?
Kid. I know what you're
A
saying.
baby sheep is a lamb, but a baby goat is called a kid. You know what a female goat is called? Anybody?
Lamb.
What do you think?
Lamb.
No, a lamb is a sheep, a baby sheep. A ewe is a sheep too. A
Good answers, though.
What? A nanny, and there's another name for a female goat. Anybody know the other name? Nanny is one. Well, sort of. All right, it starts with a D. It has 3 letters. Doe. Doe. What else is called a doe? A deer. A doe, a deer, right? And what is a male goat called? Does anybody know?
I forget.
Okay. Anybody else? A ram. That's a sheep too. Anybody else for a male goat? A goat? Well, a male goat is a boy goat,
A billy goat.
and they're also called billy goats. And there's another name, if I ask like a second name too, it's called a buck. Just like a deer is a doe and a buck, a goat is a doe and a buck. And they have kids when they have children, babies, and when they give birth to the baby, it's called kidding. So that might have been where the expression "I'm just kidding" came from. I bet you if you look that up.
And goats have 4 chambers of stomachs.
It's called kidding. I'm not kidding. Goats are also known as the friend of the pioneer because they will eat thorns. Their mouths are so tough they can chew on thorns. And they like nettles and bristly, thorny bushes and sticks, and they'll clear a wooded field for you. That's why they're the friend of the pioneer, because they're not like cows and sheep that like to graze on grass. They like things that are a little higher off the ground if they have their choice. Bushes, tree leaves, thorns. They like thorns. Do you have a question? No?
Goats have 4 chambers of stomachs. One is just for the food that they swallow. The next one kind of crushes it up, then it sends the food back up to the mouth, and then it's called cud, and then they chew the cud, and then it goes back down to the 3rd stomach, and then a few days later it goes to the 4th stomach, which does the digestion.
Right. So goats have 4 stomachs. Do you know what other animal has 4 stomachs?
Cow
Cows. They're called. You know
and
what,
moose.
okay. Do you know what those kind of animals are all called who have 4 stomachs?
I forget.
You know? It starts with an R. It's a long word.
I know. I forget because of the
It's called ruminants.
Oh,
Ruminants have
just
4
say back to
stomachs.
me.
Ooh, a horse.
I don't know horse.
Yes, they do.
And when they have 4 stomachs, and first they swallow their food kind of whole, and then it comes back up from the 1st stomach.
No, it comes back up to the 2nd because it travels to the 2nd and kind of squashes it. Then that's when it turns into cut.
Oh, you just took away my answer I was going to ask. Yeah, so when they come back up and you see a cow chewing and chewing, or a goat chewing and chewing, you know what they're chewing on?
Cut.
Cud. That's called cud.
I already said it 2 times.
That's the food that comes back up.
That's the mother load there. Make a
They
hole.
also have really slanted hoofs. If you look at their feet, they're slanted so they can climb up mountains and not slip. They stick to mountains really well. They can climb better than any other animal, as far as I know.
They could
And
climb the ceiling.
they have no upper
No.
front teeth.
They can't.
There's no teeth in the front. because they don't need them to chew the food when they're eating it. They only have to chew it when it comes back up. Here.
Who's that?
Get back.
Oh. All right. Oh, goats, this one doesn't, but sometimes you'll see a beard on a goat and like a piece of skin hanging from their chin. You know what that's called? Anybody?
Who's that? I forget.
It starts with a W. It's a hard word most people never heard of it. But it's called a waddle. It's a waddle. They have it, and the females and the males have it.
And the chickens.
Yeah, and the chickens have
Hey,
it.
why'd you mention it?
It's called a waddle on a chicken also. We're going to see that after this in a minute.
Like that huge rooster?
Yeah, we're going to check that right
That's probably sweet.
All right, so a goat is such a good jumper that you have to build a really high fence so they won't jump out of the fence because they can jump up to 6 feet tall. They like to jump. The baby goats like to play and run and jump just like all you guys, right? That's why they're called kids, right?
I don't want to
I got a question. Why in the world do we bring goats in the house with milk?
Yeah, why would they bring the goats in their house to milk them? Does anybody know? Are you wondering why they're doing that?
So they couldn't run away. So they won't run away.
Well, that might be right. Brian here, Farmer Brian, is the only one who knows this answer. We have another question for you too, but let's hear your answer on this one.
Anybody drink goat milk from the store? Anybody ever try goat milk out of the store?
Not
How was it?
Not as good as
Terrible, right? Okay. Goat milk picks up odors real quickly and is stable, and especially if you keep a billy, a buck, a male, they tend to be stinky. And just with the, if there's manure and stuff down there, that milk is going to absorb that odor real fast. So if you milk in the stable,
Wait, better get water.
she went real fast. Anyway, so we try to keep a clean environment where you don't have dust and smells and everything floating around, or otherwise the milk picks that up really
Yeah,
quick.
there's a big difference in the taste of fresh goat milk than what you get in the store.
And it'll still, even our stuff, I mean, it's going to pick up the taste after, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 days, something like that. It's not exactly bad yet, but you're starting to taste the goat a little bit. It sort of tastes like licking a goat, which is why most people think they don't like goat milk. But when it's fresh out of the goat, and it's been milked clean, the pot's clean, the goat's clean, it goes into a jar and goes right in the fridge and gets cooled down immediately. It's pretty good milk.
Yeah, so we're all going to taste that. Does anybody know what a goat with horns are sometimes called? You've heard this word, but you might not have known this is where it came from. It starts with a B. A goat with horns. Well, that's
Billy
a
goat.
good guess.
A belly goat.
That's a great guess.
Mountain goat.
Almost. Buck. They're called butt heads. Because why would they be called butt heads?
Because they have horns.
You think they like to butt heads together?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where that name came from, butt heads. Why are they
A
called
pink
kids
one was a
butt
butt
heads?
head.
Kids like the butt heads?
No.
We don't know. A goat usually produces a gallon of milk a day. Is that what you're getting?
Well, the cool weather agrees with them. I just got a little over a quart out of Frannie, and I'm not sure what we got out of the little one. But these goats aren't that high. I'm doing good. If I can get a quart out of each milking, they have a gallon a day.
Right, so they get milk twice a day.
Twice a day.
What kind of a sound does a goat make? That's a sheep. But you're close.
You're okay.
They kind of make
It's all
a
part of the
feeding
film.
noise. Let's hear Brian's version of a goat. He does it all the time.
It goes
Come
like
on.
this.
If I do it, she's gonna holler back.
Right?
That's a sheep.
Frannie!
No.
Oh,
Not you.
that's how I call
No,
her.
not how do you call her. How does the goat answer you?
Oh.
Yeah, that's very
Is
good.
what you're looking for?
Yes. So, does anybody know that goats have square pupils? Did you
Yeah.
ever notice that?
Uh-huh.
Don't say anything.
And since they have square pupils,
No,
they have
Sandy.
good vision.
Why do you think they have square pupils?
Because they have good vision.
First of all, why goats have a square one? You know what would
Because
that
they
help?
have good vision.
That helps them see better at
Yeah.
nighttime.
I know, that's what I said.
When they and cats have a weird eye too, but we won't get into that. But
They have diamond
they have
shape.
good
They
nighttime
have
vision
wrong,
too.
they have,
And so
it
do
goes like,
owls.
cats and apples, they go like this. They go like,
Yeah, they're like All right. Does anybody know where goats came from originally before they were in the United States? Anybody know? How long ago do you think goats were brought into the United States?
Irene,
They weren't always here.
Irene.
It was actually, what is your guess? How many years ago?
100.
Almost.
200. 300.
Almost. Better.
200.
Bigger,
400.
bigger than 300.
388. 400.
Bigger than 400.
1,000.
500 years ago, the Spanish
No,
explorers
586.
in the 1500s.
That was 586. I mean, 586 years ago.
Okay.
Or something
When the
like that.
Spanish explorers came over
How
from
many
Europe
months?
and they found out there was land over here, they brought their goats with them. They also brought the chickens we're gonna see that weren't here before the goats, before the Spanish people came. And in the Chinese calendar, they have different animal signs for depending on when your birthday is. Does anybody know?
6 minutes.
If you were a goat in the Chinese calendar, that would mean they think goats are calm, patient, and creative people. Goats they think are calm, which I don't know why they think that. 'Cause what's your?
Well,
Do you think they're calm?
yeah, they are actually. They can be a little distracted and, hang on a second, but they actually are. Once they get used to people and everything, they're not, they don't panic like a horse will, like if they see a bush shake next to them or something like that, whereas a horse will go nuts and you won't find it until the next county something panics. And goats just don't do that. In fact, thinking about that, you could put a goat in with horses and it tends to calm the horses down.
Do you have any funny goat stories? What's your funniest goat story?
Okay.
Why do fish swim in salt water?
No, goat story, a
Goat
real
story.
goat story.
Goat story. What's my best goat story?
Can I ask two questions?
Yes.
How old the goats get, and what is the significance of the term old goat?
Well, goats get different ages. Some live up to 65, others live to
No.
28.
Mostly it's 8 to 15 years that goats get. What was your second question?
What's the significance of the term old goat?
Old goat. You mean like old person? He's an old goat.
Does an old goat take on certain characteristics that are not?
If you're talking about like an old billy goat, you're kind of thinking this sort of scruffy, disgusting, dirty old thing. I don't know. They get habits and they get stubborn. They got a mind of their own. As they get older, they got their ways.
Oh,
I'll
actually,
get the chickens.
wait a minute. So we're gonna feed them, let you taste the goat milk. Is there like Valerie out there?
Yeah, I think she probably
All right,
put
she's
up what I
pouring
just
the goat
built.
milk, and while you do that, I'm gonna go get the chickens.
I'll get them.
No, you can't carry them.
What do you mean?
Right, I was saying that.
Or the day after. Well, because what happens, and they'll cease to make milk. So if you want to keep on getting milk, you need milk every 12 hours pretty regularly. I mean, it doesn't have to, rinse in a minute, but
Would the opposite then be true if you wanted to increase production, you just milk it a little more, like maybe 3 times a day?
well, that's what the commercial dairies do. Yeah, they're pushing them 3 times a day. I guess it seems to me like I don't think you'd get enough more milk that it would be worth the time to set up the
So
milk
if
3
you want
times.
to taste the goat milk, go have a sample in the kitchen.
I mean,
Do
you're
these have babies right now? Is that they're also
yeah,
feeding their baby?
Frannie's got a little belly, and the young one here, she has 2 little noses.
Yeah, they lactate for 10 months of the year, and then they take 2 months off, and then they have another set of 2 to 5 kids.
You actually breed them while they're still in milk.
Now, are you taking the milk that still gives enough for the baby?
No, the baby. In the beginning, I was letting the Jersey and go, and they said, they get it. The dairy animals.
If anybody wants to taste them
this kind of normal? I mean, it really doesn't look good. And well, now that looks better because it was like all.
Well, sometimes, you know, you're looking at it not head on.
Okay.
It comes
Yeah,
out.
it looks beautiful from here.
What is that thing? Find out what the show starts.
Oh, it is me.
You're hoping for twins.
Are you sure you want to hear this?
Don't you care to get close and touch it or anything like that? Ask Mr. Ryan permission.
When everybody's done, we'll get started on the chicken. Take chicken out.
Where's my adventure guy that tries to? Come on, try it.
I've never had goat milk. It's very good, isn't it?
Oh, this is good. And I don't like milk. You like it? I do like this. And I have never bought the goat
Wow.
milk, but I think I'm going to be buying it. Because it tastes really good.
Yeah. I've never had goat milk before
More
either.
here. Check out. Refill it.
Sworn off cow's milk.
Very good. Well, and I make yogurt, and I've heard that the goat milk
people use it for the yogurt and stuff like that.
doesn't have
Wow.
as much fat, but it's still good. Have you ever had I've never made it. I had a starter.
Yeah. Compared to that.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem as
Then there's the whole gluten thing.
And then there's the hormones in the cow's milk and antibiotics, pesticides.
It's good. It's delicious.
Terrible bovine growth hormone. All right, everybody sit back down. We're going to take the rooster out. Back up a little because we're going to maybe let him have some food too.
Got you on film saying no.
They've been waiting to have breakfast. Okay, so you stand there with the rooster for a little bit. All right, now let's look at the rooster here. Everybody sit back down so we all have a seat and you can all see. Come over here. Well, this rooster, all right, is everybody ready? Sit back down.
Yeah, sit down, honey.
All right, everybody sit back down. On the floor over here. Sit back down on the floor.
I'm on the floor, okay.
Let's put we got chicken.
On the floor, did they spill some milk?
You need a
Okay. So whoever spilled the milk, you get a rag.
right behind there.
Here, right here.
Okay.
Who spilled the milk?
Me.
Okay, good. Clean it up.
I can hold chicken.
No, Samuel. All right, Samuel, come over here.
This little girl, okay, so this little girl there, really.
Right, over here, back here. She can.
Did she sit here?
All right, come over here. We're going to show them the rooster. Okay, now this rooster isn't really very old. Even though he's getting very big very quickly, he's actually not. Yeah, he just became an official rooster only about a month ago. When chickens are born, you can't tell what sex they're going to be until they get a little older, and then they start developing things like this. Does anybody know what this is called?
I know a cock.
Well, that's what the rooster's called. A cock is the name of a boy rooster. What about this red part? What do you use to?
I kind of feel like
This is called a comb. And then what were we talking about before? What's this part called? That hangs under? A wattle, just like the goat, right? And what do you think these parts do for the rooster or the chicken? Not you.
Scared.
What do you think they help the rooster do? Yeah. It actually helps the rooster release heat because they don't sweat, so they get to release their heat through these two areas. And if you wanted to very slowly and one at a time, okay, you can feel this because it's kind of rubbery. One at a time, one at a time.
Make a lot of I already felt it.
Just squeeze it.
And you also feel here. Here.
And do roosters have ears? Do you see any ears on the rooster?
I do. They have ear holes right there.
But don't pull it, just gently, one at a time. All right, wait, sit back down, we'll call one at a time. You don't want to scare the rooster either. Animals get a little scared when people start moving too fast.
Don't forget the feet right there. Right there.
Yeah, so, does anybody know how does a rooster hear? Does anybody know where the rooster's hear?
I already showed it.
See it? They're just little holes in the sides of their heads. They don't have a big ear sticking out like we do. They just have a hole, but they're very good hearers. They can hear sound very clearly, and they have very good eyesight. You can walk around. The eyesight lets them see tiny little bugs and things they want to eat on the ground. Maybe a walnut. Okay, does anybody know what chickens eat? Just about anything, that's true. Are they vegetarians? Are chickens vegetarians? No. Yeah, they're omnivore. You know what omnivore means?
It means they'll eat almost anything.
They'll eat some bugs, some insects, some grains, some grass.
And chickens live up to 10
They
years.
like vegetables, they like
Chickens
fruit.
live up to 10 years.
All right, wait,
Listen to Susan.
everybody sit back down. Everybody sit back down.
Chickens live up to 10 years.
Everybody sit back down. Everybody sit back down.
Hey, Doc.
Like this rooster
Just like we're in a classroom.
chickens live up to 10 years.
Okay, let's do this lady over here, okay? She got something to say.
Roosters can live up to, Valerie was reading, they can live up to 35 years.
Yeah.
But
And 20 years. Roosters live up to 20 years and 35 if you're lucky.
yeah, but the average is 10 to 22 years that a rooster will live. How many stomachs do you think a chicken has?
Nope.
None. You're very good. How do you know all this stuff?
I don't know.
Yes,
Two. One's a regular stuffing, and the other one's called a gizzard. The gizzard has small stones in it which grind up all the food. The other one just has food. If they have no teeth, the food just goes right down here. The first one's right here. The gizzard would be looking about right
Your chickens don't have any teeth, so they have to eat little rocks. And that goes in one stomach called their gizzard, and that grinds up the food. It's like their teeth. What other animal has had to do that you know of? That used to have to eat rocks? And there's probably some that are alive that I don't know. No. What? I don't know, maybe.
Can I say it?
I'm thinking of one that begins with a D.
Can I say it?
No, not
Can I
dog.
say it?
No.
Dinosaur?
Dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Dinosaurs.
Yep.
Dinosaurs
They
used
eat
to have
huge
to
boulders.
eat boulders to put in their stomachs to grind up all the food they were eating too. I guess certain ones, the herbivore ones. Does anybody know why does a rooster crow in the morning?
Wake everybody up. What?
To wake everybody up.
No. No. That's not it.
All right,
It's to
anybody?
keep other
What
roosters
happened to all the kids?
away.
Where are all the kids? Mommy. Okay, they're over there. All right. So, does anybody have another guess? And the parents you can answer too, since there's no, I lost the audience here. Does anybody have a guess? Why do roosters crow?
I already gave it away. To keep other roosters away.
Very
Because I already said it.
Close her mother.
I already said it. Hey, I already said it.
I don't even know the answer to all these.
I even said they already had two
The main reason roosters crow is to keep other roosters away. Why would they want to do that?
So they'll protect their hens.
Yes, because they like to have their own set of hens, right? So how many hens do you think is good for one rooster to have? How many do they like to have in a group? Chuck. Nope, they usually like to have a little group. What's the ratio?
Five.
The most, let's just say the most hens you would see with a one rooster.
5.
Close. It's 20. 20 is the most that usually you'd want with one rooster. And you have 250 chickens out there? All right, there's 250 chickens we're going to look at those in a minute.
There's 4 roosters.
There's 4 roosters, so those roosters,
Nobody can get
is,
sick.
they've
There's
got-
one to pet it for a second time.
They might need a nap.
Pick it up.
let me just see where it is. Yeah.
We have roosters in our neighborhood.
chickens throw
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh yeah, they'll throw all day long.
So nothing's wrong with that?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the, I mean, sometimes they're triggered by the sunlight, but it really has nothing to do with that because they will crow all day long.
Just to protect.
Yeah, they're just calling out saying,
too.
stay away.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Hey,
trying to keep it away from the door.
chickens can fly during the day.
Yeah, only one has three cans.
Why can't a chicken fly?
Because they're actually they can, only a certain kind can. They can jump real high. It's a Plymouth Rock.
No, it's a phantom.
Oh yeah, that's a breed. Whoa.
Yeah, most chickens, even though they have hollow bones like other birds, which make them very light bones,
Even their
they're
feathers
too
go
heavy
way
to
the
fly. But really, what they would really like to do if they could is that when they sleep at night, where do you think they like to sleep?
There's two places. One's for the meat and one's for the eggs. I just wanted to say.
Where do you think chickens like to sleep? Do you think they like to sleep on the ground?
Which ones? The ones that lay eggs or the ones that are producing meat?
Chickens in the wild like to sleep in trees.
Only the ones that lay eggs. The ones that make the meat like to sleep on the ground.
Okay, the brooder chickens he's talking about are the ones that people eat for meat, and they don't lay eggs. And they're the heaviest chicken of all because they're being built to have a lot of meat on them. Whereas the laying hens are a little bit lighter, so they can hop up higher. And the roosters. Did you know that chickens can recognize each other by their facial features? They know what each other looks like. Just like, we might be prejudiced and think some races might, look similar. And so you're thinking that about the chickens, but to a chicken, they all have different features and they do recognize each other by their facial features. Goats actually recognize each other by their smell, and they can remember that smell but for the rest of their life. And chickens also can recognize the voice of their owners. They know the voice of their owners as well. And they're very affectionate. They will come running when they hear your voice, and not necessarily because they think you have food. They'll also, they like to hang out. They're very social. They like to follow you around in the yard, while you're doing gardening or washing your car or whatever. They definitely like to hang out with people.
I got a question here, Sue.
Yes.
If you ever did leave the day open with the chicken, did we run away or we did cage?
Would they run away? They don't, we just use this cage to bring them up here. Otherwise they're loose and they'll stay very near the house. As long as they know where the house is, they just walk around the house, if you have a house. I mean, out here they're in a field, but these chickens actually were at my house until this one started crowing every 15 minutes. And then, we're still trying to figure out a way that, I've heard that if you castrate it, that maybe will stop the crowing. So I'm investigating that. I heard it was a $200 to $400 operation.
Oh.
So I got a question. So what about anything about
If you want to hold a chicken,
vision?
Yes, they have excellent eyesight.
But for how far?
I don't know about, they're very sharp eyesight. I don't know for how far. Chickens also have a crop in their neck which they use to store food in, just like a chipmunk stores it in its teeth. A chicken will store it in its throat and it'll soften it up. Here.
Ask your friend how to, Owen.
Here, wait. Let's put this on the ground. You have to need all the crops on the ground.
Hold them? No.
You want them to sit down?
Sit down, yes.
Please come sit down.
Everybody sit down.
All right, stay back and just let them eat. They're hungry. Everybody stay still and sit where you're sitting. them when they're sleepy and they're just sitting there. But in the daytime, their wings will start flapping, and you got to be very careful that if you ever go to grab a chicken, you grab it from the top down, so you keep the wings down. Otherwise, you don't want to like break their wings if you're trying to flap and you're trying to squeeze a wing too close to you. You know, when they sleep, they usually like to sleep on something called a roost, which is like some kind of a bar or a branch. And how do you think a chicken can hang on like that without falling off when they fall asleep? Yeah, they have special claws in their feet, and at night when they fall asleep, the muscles lock up in place, and they stay locked, so they can sleep without worrying if they're going to fall over or fall off.
But the claws are...
Yeah, they have very sharp claws and very strong feet, so you got to be careful that you don't, you know, if you're holding a rooster or a chicken and he starts trying to get away, those claws can be sharp and hurt you. And also, just so you know, all the chickens out here, and anytime you see chickens outside, it's very important not to chase the chickens, okay? I know that's a fun thing to do, but actually, if you like to chase birds, a good place to do that is in Melbourne. They have these seagulls right where the turtles are. I think they're seen. But don't chase the chickens when you're here, because they get scared, and then you know what happens when they get scared?
They don't lay eggs for 10 months.
They won't lay eggs. They'll get so scared they'll just be like, you know. So you're scaring them when you're chasing them, and I don't think you really want to be scaring the chickens, right? And they're not having fun when they're running away from you, and they're very afraid.
And
so,
sometimes the rooster decides that
Yeah,
he
the
doesn't want to be
rooster-
chased, and he might just turn around on you because he won't necessarily
yeah, the
run.
rooster is a big protector, so he's gonna like try to fight you, thinking you're trying to hurt his hens or hurt him.
Is this the biggest rooster?
This rooster is getting very, very large, very quickly.
Is
So
it the biggest?
it's getting up there.
Spikes on it? Another one.
How long do you think it takes a chicken to make an egg?
A day?
That's right, 1 day. In 1 day. Every day sometimes a chicken can just keep making an egg every single day.
Or they lay 6 eggs every day.
That's a lot of eggs, right? You know, when an egg is first formed inside a chicken, it starts out as that yellow inside yolk, it's called, right? And then it comes down from the ovary, which is the organ in the tissues in the chicken's body, as that yellow yolk. And that yolk is just full of food and protein, and for the little baby that's going to be feeding on it if there becomes a baby, which would be like if a rooster helped make a baby with that chicken.
How can you tell the egg which
Where'd the chicken go?
which you don't eat?
How can you
Go
tell
out
an
the
egg
window?
what?
Which do you eat? Chicken.
Oh, which ones you eat or don't? Okay, I'm
Where'd
going to
the
answer that in a
chicken
minute.
Pea ground.
So as the egg comes down, that egg yolk, it's just the yellow part coming down. Then it adds that white stuff that's around it. You know what that white stuff is called?
The shell?
Well, inside the shell. It's called albumin. Albumin. And it's white, and that's where a lot of the water is going to be to feed the baby chicken. And that's also where there's some, it's kind of like a medicine coating inside there that will kill any germs or bacteria for the baby chicken. So it helps fight infections, and it helps give the little baby chicks water. And then the yellow part is what they eat in. So if a baby comes out through that egg, first when it comes out, the shell has a little bit of air pocket inside between the shell and that white part, so the chicken can breathe. The little baby, he needs to breathe, right? And there's actually holes in the shell that also let air in so the baby can breathe. You know how long it takes for an egg to become a baby chick?
19 days.
Oh.
No. Did you say 9 to 30?
19.
19? Well, yeah, probably. 21 is what I have, but probably there's some that are 19.
How do you know all this stuff?
I had to read books.
I actually read them. I told her on it.
I taught her everything she knows.
Chicken.
Yeah, so if you eat an egg that maybe started to become a baby chick, which the only way an egg is going to become a baby chick is, does anybody know how that would happen?
Rooster? They have to fertilize.
Yeah, the rooster is involved, but there's something else after the egg gets laid that's very important.
They need to get fertilized.
Well, they get fertilized before the egg comes out of the chicken's body, but after the egg is laid, it's very important what?
It's because, wait.
The
When
chicken actually has to stay sitting on that egg. He has to keep that egg warm.
And the chicken has to rotate the egg every few hours so that way the chick doesn't stick to one side of the egg.
Yeah, if the chicken doesn't keep pecking that little egg and rolling it over as he's keeping it warm, as she's keeping it warm, if she doesn't keep rolling that egg over, the little baby chick inside is going to get stuck on one side. So even when they grow chicks in places where they don't let the hen sit on them and they use an incubator, it's called, which is a heating unit, they still have to manually, which means by hand, turn those eggs up to 5 times a day so the little chicks don't get stuck on one side, because they'll just get stuck if they don't keep turning that egg. But
if a chicken growls, does that mean he doesn't like you?
well, let me hear your growl.
I don't know.
I don't like chickens growl. You mean just before when they go?
Like that
I think she means what that rooster was doing.
one? Joey heard it growl and
Kinda,
Well, if they do like what I just did, like
Like that.
escalating, shrieky sound,
Like
then
that?
they're getting rid. Then they're not so happy.
mean
But
like this?
but when they're happy, they'll make what?
that?
What?
like
Do it.
that.
No,
that's not a happy chicken.
that sounds like a choking sound. But when they're happy, though, they'll make little sounds while they're walking around near you. They'll just make their little talking sounds
Yeah.
that they're happy.
How is this?
What?
Just make it sound like.
So anyway, if an egg is fertilized by the rooster, but the hen doesn't sit on it, then that egg is not going to become a baby chick, because it's very important. The hen only leaves to eat and drink water, and she comes right back and sits on top of that egg, and they have to keep it warm. So if eggs out here, which some of you are collecting, are getting, some of them might be fertilized by the rooster, and some of them might not. Which eggs do you think are the best ones to eat?
Gotcha.
The ones that are fertilized or the ones that are not?
The ones that are not.
Actually, the ones that are fertilized are more nutritious.
I said the ones that are.
Yes, the ones that are the ones that are better to eat. And we're going to do a little experiment. I'm going to show you how you can tell the age of an egg to see if your eggs are getting old or not. All right. Let's just see.
There's the chicken.
Does anybody have any questions before we get into that?
Are we not doing yet eggs today? No.
Well, we're going to go down there and we're gonna maybe as a group we'll get some eggs. You know, another thing that the chickens are good for, besides eating the meat, if you like to do that, or the eggs, what else do you think chickens are good for? What's a good reason to have chickens in your yard?
So you can have eggs to eat.
Well, besides the eggs, besides eating the
Protection?
chicken,
They fertilize the ground.
yes, they fertilize the ground. Especially if you let them walk around, and then it won't get all smelly in one place. But did you know that nowadays, because there's so many people on the planet, right? We keep increasing how many people are on the planet, and you've all heard that some of the problems people are causing with pollution and using up water supplies and different problems that a lot of people can cause. One of the problems is to try to make as much chicken meat as people want to buy and eat, because the more people, there's places that actually grow chickens not to have as pets, but just so that people can buy them and eat them. And because they have so many people on the planet, they're trying to do it in the smallest spaces they possibly can. And this is something you should know, because it's not a good thing, and we should not be supporting the way they're raising these chickens. It's very mean. They're very sad, and they keep as many as 100,000 chickens all in one tiny area, and they're so packed in together they can't even raise their wings, and they start fighting with each other, and they start pecking each other with their beaks. And so to prevent any holes getting put into other chickens, and they're just so tight together, they cut their beaks off. That's not very nice.
Imagine cutting your mouth off.
Yeah, and that feels like a finger for a chicken. There's a lot of nerves in the beak. That's how they feel the ground for food and different things. And They just automatically, when they're little chicks, they put them in a machine that cuts their beaks off. And
How do they eat then?
well, they can still eat, but it looks deformed. It looks like this, like it's
It's
open.
the upper, they take the end off the upper beak. It's just that, see how that chicken right there, how the upper beak curves over and hangs down? They take it back so that it's, I mean, when they're chicks, it's only about 1/8 of an inch shorter than the lower beak. When they grow up, of course, that's exaggerated a little bit.
Yeah.
It'll always be too short to pick.
And chickens lay best when there's a long period of light in the day, like in the longest summer days is when they lay the most eggs, and as days start getting shorter, the sunlight actually triggers something in their pituitary gland, which is in their brain, that stimulates that pituitary gland to tell their ovary to produce the hormone it needs to make the egg. So if the sunlight starts getting shorter in the daytimes, like in the winter time,
That's all right, Sue, that's okay.
then they stop laying as many eggs. So for places who are trying to grow a lot of eggs for people to eat, do you know what they do, how they do that? What do you think of the way they would do that? If they're trying to make chickens make as many eggs as they possibly can, all the time. And the sunlight's getting less and less.
Put lights on?
Yeah, they keep them in constant lights all the time, artificial constant lights. And I'm just telling you this because you guys are gonna grow up and become big people, right? And you're gonna have the choices to make decisions on how to treat animals. If you choose to eat them, that's a decision you can make, but one thing is are they treated? Are they being mean to them? Are they putting them in places they're unhappy? Because when they're put in such tight, closed places, they have to give them lots of medicine because they each make each other sick. And they grow them, the chickens that they're using for meat, that usually takes, for instance, 21 weeks for a broiler chicken to reach 4 pounds. Today, they make them reach that same weight in only 7 weeks, 3 times as fast.
Is it, when they keep the lights on and have these hens laying, do they get burned out? Because I would think
They do. Their life expectancy is very reduced,
Okay,
and then they throw them away.
A hen only has so many eggs inside of her.
okay, much like a female.
Right, that's right, when they're used up, they're used up.
Yeah, so they're making these brooder meat chickens become really big, really fast in just 7 weeks, which is equal to if a human baby grew at that same rate in 18 weeks, that baby would weigh 1,500 pounds. That's how fast they're making these chickens grow really fat. And because they're growing so fast and so fat, it's really hard on their hearts, and they have lots of heart attacks. And
So
they're-
organic farm, they don't do that.
well, here's the thing that you need to know about, what was your question?
How do they make them grow faster?
With growth hormones, which if you're eating those kinds of chickens, that could explain, why people are getting faster.
Well, there's also a new breed now too that tends to grow very fast anyway, even without growth hormones, and they're sort of freakish. They put on weight like crazy.
Yeah, and there's 90% of broiler chickens are so obese by 6 weeks of age they can't even walk. And because they're stuffed in these little cages, or even if they say cage-free, that is meaningless because cage-free just means they're in a big open section and they're still crammed just as tight, and they can't walk, they can't fly, so they have no muscles in their legs, and it's very, very cool. Plus, they don't keep it clean, so that all their, the droppings that come out have nitrogen in them, which if you don't keep that spread around and, nature doesn't do what it usually does, becomes ammonia, which is very smelly, poisonous, toxic fumes. And they're kept in these indoor places. They don't get any fresh air. They don't get to move. They develop a lot of tumors and cancers because they're so packed together.
And these are all USDA inspected. So this
Yeah.
is all okay with the government.
That's right. Yes.
Now, what are the buzzwords that would ensure humane, healthy chickens?
Okay, so let me tell you what some people have said that are in the industry about those buzzwords, so that you know.
Well, the words that aren't manipulated.
Right, I
It seems
know.
like advertising is always manipulated, and one minute it has integrity, and the next minute
All right, let me
it's
give you some examples of just before I answer that question. Like what do free range and cage-free eggs mean, Like free range is where they're literally supposed to be walking around loose. Cage-free, as I said, is meaningless. They're still crammed in. Free range implies that it's a better situation, but there's the #1 chicken seller best seller of free range chicken in the United States, who's called Rocky the Range Chicken. He says that, quote, free range doesn't mean anything. Conventional chicken can use the word natural. Right now, anyone can say almost anything on a label about their chicken. They're just hoodwinking the public. This is the largest supplier. And what I'm saying is, if you're really buying from a certain brand or label, go, if you have any way you can, go and actually physically look at what they're doing.
How they define free range, there's no formal definition of like chicken per square foot.
Well, that's what it's supposed to mean, but there's no regulation on it. There's another guy, Steve Jerkley or whatever, the editor of the Meat and Poultry magazine, says, when it comes to the words natural and organic and free range, federal law is and always was toothless, is what he says. It doesn't guarantee a thing. Poultry companies use free range strictly as a marketing gimmick. Legally, the phrase means nothing. There is no law or regulation defining free range. Natural is another meaningless term. By USDA standards, a Burger King Whopper is natural. And here's one that you probably heard of, Eggland's Best and Vegetarian Harvest. There are 2 brands of eggs that are nationally available and labeled vegetarian, but both of these brands came from caged hens, which is the most inhumane way to have them. They have 20 chickens in a 20-foot square thing, up to 20 chickens. Usually it's 7. Vegetarian means nothing about how they were caged and treated. So that's Eggland's Best and Vegetarian Harvest. There's another one called Happy Hen Organic Fertile Brown Eggs. Has anyone heard of Happy Hen Organic Fertile Brown Eggs? In Pennsylvania. They say that the hens run free in a natural setting and are humanely housed in healthy, open-sided housing for daily sunning, something happy hens really enjoy. That's their quote. But in 2000, there was an article in the Poultry Press which revealed that more than 7,000 birds are housed in